Hi everybody, it's Cydia, Rubens Nest. And as promised, we said that we were going to do a longer interview with Natasha Mccrea, Love CEO. And so here we are. We're going to get an opportunity to ask some more questions, get a little more in depth than we were able to do on our Valentine's Day show. So, Natasha, again, it's always just a pleasure to have you.
I'm so glad to
You know, I've just fallen in love.
No, I love you. I missed you.
I missed you too. Absolutely. So we had so many questions afterwards. I mean, you know, we posed a lot of questions through the show. But, you know, hey, this is March, International Women's Day. It was on the 8th. Yes. And, you know, the whole month is dedicated to women. And so you are a fabulous woman. So, you know, we got it. It's great to have you on the show.
Darling.
Thank you very much. So we talked about the why you got started. So kind of let's get through it. I was on your site again, and I was looking at the foundation.
Yes.
Yes. Okay. And I was like, okay, tell me a little bit more about this.
I love the foundation because I did the course Date Like a Boss Challenge, and I was finding that there were a lot of foundational principles that would have been great for the ladies to jump into, because sometimes getting into the Date Like a Boss Challenge, they were a little apprehensive, but they still dove in because they were ready. Right. But I felt like if we went through the foundation in advance, they would be ready to just hit the ground running in Date Like a Boss Challenge. And Date Like a Boss Challenge isn't to just be like, I'm going to date and running around crazy out there. But it's really about knowing who you are, what you want. So in the foundation, we tap a little bit more into shifting mindset, changing our limiting beliefs, setting up the why for dating and what you want. Because most of the time we don't really identify that thing that we want. So the foundation prepares you to dive into Date Like a Boss Challenge.
I like that, when you're talking about we don't know what we want. I think that society sort of dictates. You know, this is what you should want. And so therefore that's what we start looking for, and that isn't necessarily really what we want.
No, because it's different for everyone, and you're so right. Society has told us how relationships should look, if we should even be in a relationship. So I tell women, if you don't want to be in a relationship, I'm not your cup of tea. And for other ladies who want to be in a relationship, you can make it look like what you want, not what your homegirl wants. Your homegirl might want to get into a relationship and do the stay-at-home mom thing and cater to every need thing, which is a beautiful thing when you find the right person. But you might be the girl who wants to have a partner that you travel the world with, that you go partying in Paris with. Like, so you have to decide what it is you want, like what works for you, not your friend, or not what your mom said, or not what society is telling you. And society is told, this is the craziest thing that drives me like bonkers, is society is told the strong woman, the alpha female, that she can't really have that.
Isn't that the truth, that you can't have it all?
Yep, they've told, society at large has told the strong woman that she has to do career. She has to do, degrees. And you have to do that and do that, and you're not going to be able to have what you want. Or you're going to meet somebody who's wimpy. Or you're going to walk all over him, and that's not the case.
I've heard that, probably all my life. My mom, she devoted her life to family, but that was my mom. That was who she was. I saw that, and I said, that's what I want. Thinking that's what I want. And it wasn't until years later that I realized, and it was actually after I had my son, I realized it wasn't that I wanted to be married. I want a partner, to be there with, someone to grow old with, so to speak. But I wanted to be a mother more than I wanted to be a wife.
Wow, yes.
And so all my relationships up to that moment were, is he the one? I want him to be my husband. And so I'm sure I made a million mistakes, picking guys that were either wimpy, that
Yeah.
I could easily manipulate.
Yeah.
And
Comfortable.
make them do, yeah, they're comfortable, but make them do what I want, versus someone who could really be, yeah, a partner. And then there was one that I picked that could be a partner, but then it was long distance, so that wasn't working. So it just kind of, eventually, like I said, things happen. I had my son. I was a
Yeah.
single mom. And I realized one day, it was just this epiphany, I feel really fulfilled. I feel
Yeah.
really happy.
You're like, I'm good.
Yeah, I don't want to be a wife. I want to be a partner.
Yeah.
And we don't have to get married.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, identifying that is huge, because a lot of times people just automatically think it's leading to marriage. My thing is, if you want to be married, admit it.
yes.
Because that's half the, most people, they're not going to really admit that because they think the guy doesn't want to hear that. But then on the flip side of that, if you want a partner, go into it that way.
Yeah.
You don't have to say, oh, I'm a woman, so that means I want marriage. It's like, no, let's have your dating life look like how you want it.
Exactly.
And you're satisfied.
Yes.
Not miserable, not trying to, oh my goodness, I went out with this guy, that's, like, you have all these excuses.
Yes,
It's like, no, I went out with him, he's amazing, I don't need to marry him, he's great, and I went out with him, and he's great too. Like, it could look like that.
I like that.
Yeah, you're like,
I
might
like
be.
that. But I do like the idea of monogamy. I do, where I can give, and it is give and take, but it's a shared.
Yeah, you're not splitting.
And I'm not,
your
exactly.
energy.
Yeah, I'd rather, I want to just share myself with one versus many.
Yeah.
But like I said, I don't have to be married. I went, do online dating, and in my profile,
Nice.
and that was something I sort of fell into at the push from a friend. But
I love it.
it's come out. It's turned out to be quite nice.
Great.
Quite nice. And there is, in your profile, all the normal. And I kind of went out and I said I'm a cougar. Prefer younger men, and I kind of said, I want a partner. I said, I want somebody that I can share with, somebody that can make me laugh, that I can laugh with, enjoy, their company, and we take it slow. We start as friends, and then we grow from that point. And if by mutual consent we decide that marriage is something we're interested in, okay, fine, but it doesn't have to be that, And I've been approached by a lot of guys. I'm looking for somebody to be married. Well, I'm not, so, let's not waste our time. There is somebody that I did find that I rather enjoy the relationship with. We're not in the same city, but I get a chance to see. We do face-to-face, real time, and then we do FaceTime. But it's a fun relationship, and it's just taking it one day at a time.
Yeah, I think just being very clear about what you want is key. Knowing who you are, because sometimes people are afraid to say what they want. I know I was afraid to say what I want for fear of, one, I might change my mind, because I'm a Gemini and I got so many different wonderful experiences, things that I want to experience. So I'm thinking, oh, if I say this, then who knows if I want that in 6 months, So I had that. But then also in the beginning, I was afraid to say what I want for fear of not getting what I want.
So how do you do that? Because I'm sure, in the plus size community, aside from the fact that, we have to deal with people who body shame us, people who will plant seeds in your head, honey, if you lost a few pounds, guys would really like you, or the standard, you have such a pretty face. So we have to deal and overcome with that. That's one. But then our self-confidence sometimes gets stripped away because of that. And on the outside, we may seem, we're okay, we're good, we're golden, but we're really not. And we're really afraid to speak up and really discover what it is that we do want. So how do you do that? What are the steps that, women need to take, whether you're plus size or not?
I was going to say, a lot of women are dealing with something. And I think that it's very important for you to build relationship with yourself. And in building relationship with self is literally thinking about it as an out-of-body experience relationship with myself. I saw this video a while ago where you wrote down the things that you tell yourself, like, oh, I'm not, oh, that was so stupid. Oh, you're only if your stomach was smaller. Oh, look at your stretch marks, they suck. Then they had someone take those thoughts and read them out loud. And everybody was just like, oh my God, that's horrible. How dare this person say these things to me? But that person was you.
Exactly.
So, first things first is start thinking about self as an external relationship. It's external and internal, but think about having that relationship with yourself.
Right.
Like, how would you want someone to treat you? And that starts often with thoughts. Identifying those thoughts that are driving you crazy, or the ones that are shaming yourself, because people have shamed you, and then you take that on and you're naked in the mirror. I always do this exercise about naked in the mirror, and you're naked in the mirror and you're like, only if I lost 15 more pounds maybe I'd get more responses on the dating app. No, cancel. Let's go on. And there's an exercise I do called negative thoughts, positive truths. I do this with my private coaching clients, and we identify those negative thoughts, and then we literally sit down and find the supportive facts for the positive truth. And that is the most profound exercise. The negative thought would be, oh my goodness, no one's going to talk to me if they think that no one's going to talk to me because I'm 20 pounds overweight, or I'm not the weight that I want. No one's going to talk to me. And then it's like, well, when was the last time someone talked to you? Oh, well, last week this guy was, tried to talk to me at the grocery store. Okay, so that's a fact.
There you go.
That is a fact, which will support the positive truth, which I am fully accepted by others, no matter where I am.
There you go.
And so it's a matter of doing the work. And
right.
Sometimes some people have had life experiences where they didn't have to do that much work. But like me, I don't know what happened, but growing up, I did not know what I deserved. I had a lot of self-esteem issues, but you wouldn't know, because I came off as,
Absolutely.
I got it together.
Yeah.
I know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
I'm the president of the BSU. Like,
there
all
you go.
these things. But deep down inside, I didn't feel like, I didn't have confidence. I didn't know I deserved a certain type of man. So I had to do some work.
Exactly.
I got some homegirls who just got it. They didn't have to do the amount of work that I did.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, I couldn't focus on that. I had to ask myself the question, what is it that I want? And go and get it.
And that's the good thing. See, that's what I love, is that attitude, that positive attitude, where you finally, it's, I hate saying it because it's Oprah, but I know, but it fits. The aha moment. It really is it's the light going on.
Yeah.
When you finally get to a place where you can say, it's like I said, my moment when I realized I want to be a partner. I want to be a wife.
Yeah.
I want to be somebody's lover.
Yeah.
Their companion. Their go-to person. Like on Grey's Anatomy, she's my person. Yeah. I want to be, and vice versa. And for me, that's fulfilling.
Yeah.
I don't want anybody, because once upon a time, one of my wants was, I want a man who is much stronger than I am, who can absolutely, handle me, and all of that. And I don't want to be handled. I want somebody who I can spar with, and sometimes, that person might come across vulnerable and I'm the strong one, and vice versa.
Yeah, it's an ebb and flow. Like, we all have masculine and feminine energy, and it's an ebb and flow. I go through that with my husband as well, because I have a very strong personality, and sometimes he's just chill. And so sometimes when we go out, I don't want to be the one doing everything, so I have to stop and step back. Yeah. Like, we went on a date. We went to date night this weekend, and as we got to the location, I see where we're going to sit. I see who we're supposed to talk to that's going to tell us where to sit. And he's not that, like, zoned in. So he walks in, he's looking around, and I'm like, about to, and I was like, no, it's date night. Yeah. You want to chill.
Exactly.
So I just step back, and he's like looking around, and he goes and handles it. And it felt great to just be.
Exactly.
But I I had to condition myself to do it. Because it's a muscle. It's a habit.
It is a
You know,
habit.
I get stuff done. I walked in. I saw who I'm supposed to talk to. I saw 2 seats over there. Like,
See, and that's you know, sometimes I think, you know, like I think I said on the show, it's like, you know, when you are the alpha, an alpha queen, I like when you call the alpha queens, we do tend to want to organize and do things, and I said it on the show that, you know, for this year, my New Year's resolution was that I wasn't going to do anything.
just be.
I was just going to be, and I was just going to let things happen, you know, as they're supposed to. And things are happening. Really good things are happening. So, you know, I'm kind of teaching myself, you know, step back, you know, don't be, you know, there's a scripture, you know, be anxious for nothing.
Yes. Be anxious for nothing.
And I am doing that. You know, and not getting myself all twisted and trying to plan every little detail.
I love that.
You know, so it's like, okay, you just let it happen, you let it flow, and you keep going.
Yeah.
You know, and good things will come to you. And in a relationship, you know, that's what you want. You know, you want a lot of the ebb and flow, but you want to be able to, you know, just let things just come to you.
Not always like, you gotta do this.
Yeah.
You need to do that.
Yeah.
Why didn't you say something?
You know, or I can't stand when you do something.
Yes.
It's like, you know what, people have, everybody has a quirk.
Yes, everyone has something.
And you know, some quirks are more than others, but I've come to realize it's like, you know, those quirks are what make you you.
Yeah, yeah.
So in a relationship, you know, I've heard from people, and I myself have had issues where, you know, the person that you're with has something that bothers you, and then, you know, you go to your friend, he's like, oh my God,
can you believe they did this?
God, you know, that kind of thing. And I just, you know, I don't care.
Yeah, I asked the question, for someone who's going through that, I asked the question, are you enjoying the journey?
Yeah.
Because my objective is to enjoy my journey.
Thank you.
And if I'm calling my homegirl complaining, and I did do that at the beginning, like, you know, first year or whatever, I was like, oh my goodness, is he going to do this? Or is he going to do that? And I'm not enjoying my journey.
No.
So I had to ask the question, like, how am I going to enjoy this journey?
Exactly.
And it was just the release. So I get to enjoy life. I get to see life.
Yes.
I get to receive the most amazing things because I'm also looking for the positive. I'm not stuck on the negative. So you didn't see that one little sweet thing that happened. You just saw that thing that gets on your nerves.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And that's the thing. And I'm that's the part of my journey. And I'm learning more and more, and, you know, becoming, you know, I don't know if it's with age comes wisdom, or I tell a lot of people, as I've gotten older, the less and less I care about certain things.
That started with me when I had my 40th birthday party. Not birthday party, but my 40th birthday, it started shifting.
Yeah.
And as years went on, this is so true. Oh my goodness. As the years went on, it's like a less and less concern about everyone else or concern about that thing.
Yeah, you don't care. You don't care.
No.
I mean, your partner could, you know, have what could be annoying little quirks.
Yes.
But you got, you know, it's like, this is who you are.
Yeah, this is who they are. You're going to try and change them. And a lot of times we throw away the 90% because we're mad about the 10% we're not getting.
Exactly.
And then you get with someone else and you don't even have that, you know, the other 90% that you had with that other person.
Yeah.
So you have to be aware of what you want. You're like with the Date Like a Boss challenge, we go into the, you know, their cannot haves, their must haves. It just gives you more of a well-rounded filter, and you stop tripping off of the little things.
And I'm learning that those very same quirks, you know, are part of what attracted you in the first place.
It sure is. It sure is.
And if you know, and it's like, I always want to be accepted for who I am.
Yeah.
All right. I had a very, very, very good friend years ago. Loved him to pieces. He was like a dad, but he always used to say to me, because he'd overhear me, in conversations with guys, because we used to have a singles group, and we'd meet at their home. They were like the sponsors. And he'd hear me talking to guys, and he'd always say, Cydia, you know, you have to dumb it down.
Dumb it down.
And I said to him, I said, what do you mean dumb it down? I'm not quite sure what
I'm
you're
taken
saying.
aback by that.
Yeah. What do you mean, dumb it down? And he says, you know, you're very, very smart, and you get into a conversation, and if a guy says, you know, oh, I was in Italy, you immediately, oh yeah, did you go to the you know, and what did you think about this place? And you just, and I was like, so wasn't that just called conversation?
That's called conversation. I mean, that book, How to Win Friends and Influence People, is such an amazing book.
Yes.
And I think we can finesse some things, but not dumbing down, because then you're gonna, if you dumb down, you're gonna meet that's the energy you're vibing on.
Yeah.
And that's who you're gonna attract, and you're gonna be mad because you can't have no intellectual conversations with somebody.
Absolutely. And then conversely, when I told my dad, you know, about it, and I said, Daddy, you know, he told me that I should dumb it down, and that I shouldn't use my intelligence when talking with guys, that I should just, you know, nod my head, you know, and be pretty, and just go, oh, really? Oh, how fascinating. I said, Daddy, I can't do that.
Yeah.
My father said to me, he says, okay, Cydia, let me give you a hint. He says, men don't like when women correct them. Okay, so,
that's a different story.
And I said, okay.
Yeah.
He said, and men sometimes don't like women who think they know it all. He says, but here's what you do. All right. I said, okay. He says, if you're talking to somebody and they use incorrect grammar, or they say something that's wrong, he says, use the word. And just immediately use the word correctly. Yeah. Okay. They'll catch on. Yeah. You know, so you've corrected them,
keep it moving.
You keep it moving.
See,
yeah. And when you talk, and if you're talking about, you know, they've been someplace or whatever, instead of you immediately talking about your experience, what did you think?
Ask them questions.
And that's how you do it.
Daddy gave the right advice.
Daddy was amazing.
Daddy
I said, you know, I told you I was a daddy's girl. And
Daddy knows what's up, because a lot of times that someone will say flippantly, like, oh, dumb something down. And it's not about dumbing it down. It's really about finessing, you know, that conversation, and making that person in front of you feel like the most important person in the world.
So let me ask you now. I mentioned I do online dating. A lot of women do online dating.
Bring it.
So what do you think about online dating?
I love online. I don't know why they call it dating, but I consider it online meeting. And I think you should get offline as quick as possible. Because I've had someone said, yeah, me and my husband dated for 2 years online. And I was like, y'all didn't date? Because in the dating process, you use all of your senses. Right. Smell, touch. I remember dating this guy, and I just couldn't get past his smell. Our smells didn't match. Yes. Like his scent did not, it physically repulsed me. And it was a sign that I really shouldn't have been with him. Right. It really was. Right. But I think that online dating is a beautiful thing. As long as people use it as a tool to meet and then get offline as quick as possible. Okay, so now that you've been online dating and you're setting your life up the way you want it to be set up, and I commend you on that. That's huge, because a lot of people don't get to the point of knowing what they want. Like, how did it take you? I mean, how long did it take you to get to that point? And what is it exactly that you wanted when you went online?
You know, me going online dating was because a friend of mine suggested that I should. Okay. And, I mean, this is like many, many years ago. I came home. She said, yeah, I'm going to set you up. Had the picture up, got everything, you know, did it all. I came home one day, and that was back when, you know, AOL was the thing. Oh, yeah. And you don't laugh, but I still have a personal AOL account, okay? Yeah, don't tell anybody. But I turned the computer on, and it was bing, bong, bong, bong. Yeah. Modem. And all of a sudden, I'm looking at my little monitor, and it was like...
They were...
all these was, you know, IMs just popping on my screen, and I was like, oh my God, what is this? What is happening? So much so that it froze. I had to stop and restart to see what all this was. And what it was guys that were responding to the photo that I had. And you kind of wade through all of them, and and the two that were most fascinating actually were on the East Coast. And of course I'm going, well, wouldn't you know it, nobody local.
Long distance. Your friend left it open worldwide.
Yeah,
she didn't do Los Angeles.
Yeah, so I've got all, these folks that are on the East Coast, but they were two guys that were really nice guys, all right? So, one, we really clicked and talked, and we are still friends to this day, which I talked about, Dr. John.
I think that's so important that you enjoy the process, because then you're going to meet amazing people.
Absolutely.
It's just about meeting amazing people.
Absolutely. So, met Dr. John, and he and I, like I said, we are still friends to this day. The long distance thing proved to be just a little bit cumbersome. I had a job that had me traveling. He's in Georgia, so I was there a lot.
Okay.
So it worked out, and then he came to California for a visit, and it was good, but again,
So was it that at the time you had a different need or want? Because now doing long distance, it seems like it's
okay.
different.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, exactly.
Okay.
Back then, it was, it became cumbersome because my son was little.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Yeah. And, he was, 8, 9, something like that. And so I had to be in mama mode.
Yeah.
And I had to think about my little boy. I can't just pick up and, be gone.
Yeah, that's one of the things that I'll tell. I mean, I'm a firm believer in enjoying your journey, designing the life that you want to design. And so you have to know your needs, your desires, your wants, and then set yourself up to receive that.
Exactly.
Because if you have, small children, you might just want to set it up where you're dating and you have a companion.
Right.
And then you might want to be married, and if that's what you want, that can become part of the process. Or if you decide, hey, I always go travel the world. I got lucky.
Yeah.
I get someone I get to travel the world with.
Which is great.
Yeah. I got lucky.
I've traveled the world. So that isn't going to be one of
something you want to do.
Yeah, I got to do this, so I'm okay with it. So it's just been, an interesting journey, through the years, meeting guys, then going, offline.
Yeah.
And having, local dates and things, with guys, and sometimes they worked out, sometimes they didn't work out. A lot of it was me, on again, off again kind of a thing with my son's dad. For a while, I didn't quite know what was happening with that. So, it wasn't until I think I finally, like I said, had my epiphanies to where, okay, I'm taking a break from online and I'll come back later.
Yeah.
And so eventually that's what I did. I did come back. And this time I met some guys that, some were okay, some only wanted one thing. And I wasn't always willing to, it's like,
You're like, no, you can add a little more swag with that.
Yeah, it's like, really? Is that it? And then this go round, he found me.
I love it.
Yeah, and I didn't pick him. He picked me. So it worked out, and like I said, he is not my normal type at all. But I enjoy him. I enjoy his company. I enjoy how his mind works. He has an incredibly huge heart. There's so many things about him that I really enjoy.
Did you ever feel like you had the love-hate relationship with online dating? Because a lot of the time I hear people are just cringing about online dating.
I never did.
Because you use it, was it because you use it as a tool? Because
Yeah,
you just went, this is a tool.
it was really a way to meet guys. I mean, when I came up, you could go to Donkin's Inn in Marina Del Rey and have your pick. You could go to the Red Onion, on Wilshire, and have your pick. So, that was how it was.
Yeah.
You know, or people were having house parties, and you know, there would be the hookup. In this day and age, it doesn't work that way.
I would love for more women to look at it from that perspective. That it is just a tool. It's not your enemy. It's not your savior.
No.
It is just a tool.
It's just a new way to meet people, but
Yeah.
they're very afraid, and a lot of the fear, I think, is people scare them
Rejection's
with the
huge.
rejection, and then also, you know, it's like, oh, well, what if I meet somebody and then he doesn't want to talk to me anymore?
Yeah.
And oh, what if, you know, I meet him and I don't, you know, honey, I want to tell folks, you're going to meet a whole lot of crazies, and then you're going to meet some really good folks. I have gone out on dates where I walk in the room, I sit down, look at the guy, you know, say a few words, and then it's like, you know, this is not going to work.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Bye-bye. Okay, and that's it. I'm gone. And then there have been other occasions where, you know, you sit and you lose track of time.
Yeah, see, to me that's from a powerful perspective. Meaning you are open to the journey, and you're also valuing your time.
Exactly.
You're valuing your time, and I really think it's important that women, men, whoever, anyone who's out there dating, looks at it as this life journey, this fun thing, you know?
Exactly. And it has been fun. And, you know, like I said, you know, now I'm not out there looking, but I do like it, you know, when I get attention.
Yeah.
You know, and there are a lot of guys that will come on and they'll be 12 years old because they're saying, you know,
Yeah.
hey, you know, hey, pretty, you know, and I laugh and I think, yeah, no.
You're like,
and then,
no.
yeah, no.
Do you have a cutoff? Is it like just they can't be younger than your son? Or
Definitely can't be younger than my son. That's a big no. Actually, my cutoff
What's
is...
your cutoff?
All right.
Or you can tell, you don't have to necessarily say age, you can say maybe the difference in age from you.
For me, anywhere, you know, maybe 10 to
15 younger?
Younger.
Okay.
I can handle. And if you are maybe 5 to 6 years younger but have a youthful mentality.
Yes.
I'm okay with that.
Yes.
Okay,
I
I'm
can
okay
see
with that.
Mhm.
All right.
Yeah, because you're so vibrant and youthful, and I would think that someone that I find that I have been seeing, and this doesn't mean that they're all this way, but I have been seeing that men, when they get to a certain age, they kind of check out.
Yeah, they want to sit and grow grass.
Yeah.
Or watch grass grow.
Watch grass grow. I've seen that. I'm not saying that's all of them, but I have found
many of them.
Many of them to that.
See, and I'm not ready to watch grass grow.
Yeah, honey.
Not anytime soon. I still enjoy. I'm an Energizer bunny.
I love it. I love it. Y'all gotta show up.
I'm telling you, you know. And I just, you know, when I see women who are younger than me, you know, who are checking out or will say, girl, how do you do? You go out with somebody younger. Oh, no, I can't do that. I was like, why?
And they don't know. I think everyone's different, and we do have our preferences.
Sure.
But every experience is different.
I always say, try it. You might like it.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah. That's the one advice I would give as well. One advice. I've been giving a whole bunch of advice. But some advice that I would give is to not put everything in a box, to not prejudge situations, because someone could say, oh, I dated someone on eHarmony, they suck, so then they write off eHarmony.
Right.
Or, oh, I dated a 35-year-old, he sucked, so they date off every single 35-year-old.
Exactly.
You know, it's just, it's like,
you just have,
try it on for size.
It's like a box of chocolates.
Life is like a box of chocolates.
It is.
Dating is like a box of chocolates, and
really
you should enjoy every bite.
Every single bite.
I had so much fun dating.
Yeah. Oh, dating is
still,
fun.
yeah, I
dating
had
is
so
a lot
much
of
fun dating.
Yeah, and my bestie and I, you know, she's better at it, I think, than I am. You know, but we have fun, and we do, and we share, you know, back and forth as best friends do.
I love it.
You know, and like we always joke and we always tell people we know things about each other that we'll just have to go to the grave.
Yeah, we take that one. To
okay,
the
that's
grave. Yeah, I got my bestie,
yeah.
and I like that.
Yeah. Okay. So, you know, for us, it's been fun, and she's younger than I am. Okay. Which again speaks to, you know, me as a person. Yeah. I just can't relate sometimes to people who are my age, you know, and when they're around and they, oh honey, oh, you know, and I'm like, oh God, I feel like I'm talking to my great grandmother.
Well, I guess, I mean, we could look at that as well in something, because the same way you're here, there's other people, you know, who are thinking the same thing.
Oh yeah, I'm sure.
Probably even right now having that conversation, like, oh, the people my age, can someone, and you just have to be available. It's like, okay, I got to meet those people.
Yeah.
Because I don't want to deal with the other.
I don't.
Being available and open to what it is you truly want is priceless. And I think that's why you've had success dating online.
Yeah, and you know, and when this one found me, you know, it was very flattering, you know, and it was even better because of his preference for older, you know, that worked. But you know, our you know, intelligence level is, you know, is on par, which for me is actually very important.
Me too.
I can't talk to an idiot.
Yeah.
You know,
you'd be like, nope, this is not gonna work.
Exactly.
It's so nice knowing you.
Yeah, but I like to, you know, to be able to have a conversation, and that's one of the things that I enjoy. We can talk about, you know, things that are important. We don't always agree.
Yeah.
But we can have conversation.
I think conversation is huge, and that's in one of our modules in Date Like a Boss Challenge, we actually talk about what are you going to be what conversation you're going to have on the date. And sometimes people are awkward, like everyone doesn't have it as smooth as you have it, or just the intuition that you use to have a beautiful experience dating. And like, I wasn't taught that. So that's what made me compile, you know, how are we going to have conversations? What are some of the things we should talk about? Like what you were saying that your dad had suggested.
Yes, exactly.
And I think it's really important for us to know how to finesse those conversations. That's why I really love Date Like a Boss Challenge. And sometimes I go back through it because even though I'm married, I still believe that you have to have things spicy.
Oh, absolutely.
Absolutely. I'm like, you got to woo me, keep what you did to get me, you got to do to keep me.
I think that's very important. It's very important. I saw that with my parents, you know. My parents loved each other more and more every day.
Yeah.
Okay, and they did things for each other. My dad loved to surprise my mom with things and vice versa. My mother would cook special things or bake special things, you know, for my dad. I mean, they were they were each other's best friend. You know, they were lovers, husband and wife, partners in life.
That is
beautiful. It was an amazing thing to watch, you know. So it is important, you know, and even if you're not married, but you are, you know, in a relationship and whatever, you know, even if your relationship has no title, you know, still, you gotta spark it up.
You gotta keep it sparky.
You gotta keep it going.
You gotta keep it sparky. I'm a firm believer in that.
I always try to be, you know, a little extra special.
I think that's beautiful.
And it's good.
Yeah.
You know, and like I said, you know, who knows where it will go. You know, right now it's fun. It's enjoyable. And as I said, you know, maybe at some point in time, we may decide, okay, you know, let's take this up a notch.
Yeah, and it's important to check in with yourself. Like I mentioned earlier, sometimes you have a want and desire, and you might fast forward 6 months, 8 months, a year, and it's your needs and your desires turn out to be something different. But it's evaluating it, having the conversation with your partner, deciding how am I going to design this life to fit my new needs and desires.
Exactly. Are you happy? You know, you ask, are you happy with this?
Yeah.
Are you still enjoying?
Yeah, are you still enjoying the ride?
Exactly.
Yeah.
There's a song, Nancy Wilson, you know, do you still think about me? You know, late at night when you whisper my name, you know, am I still your fantasy? You know? Right. And to me, that's that's the question. Am I still your fantasy? Do I still thrill you just the same?
Yeah.
Because you thrill me.
Yeah.
I need to know. So those are questions that I will come to learn. You need to ask, and you need to. It's like they say, feel the room.
Yeah.
You need to feel the relationship that you're having and the vibe.
Yeah.
And, things will change. And it's not always about the physical.
No.
Physicality.
That's
like
a small
secondary.
percent. Yeah, that's a small percentage, because there's going to be times in life, like my sister's husband was ailing, and that you're not going to be able to be physical all the time, and it's like, are there other value propositions that are there in the relationship? Because sometimes people get into relationships and it's just like that hot, steamy, but that's it.
Yeah.
Hot and steamy is fabulous. Don't get me wrong.
Oh yeah.
But that's it.
Yeah.
You can't have a conversation. You can't have this. So what
what's
happens
the
when
point?
one has the flu?
What's the point?
Yeah.
Exactly.
What happens when one, if something happens,
exactly,
you can't be together?
So, and you don't live in the same city and you can't be together,
Yeah.
So there are a lot of different things that, you have to find to enjoy about an individual.
Yeah.
And I think I found what I enjoy, so I'm very happy. And I hope you all are finding what makes you happy.
I hope you find what makes you happy.
Yeah, it's important. As we always say, the first thing, love you.
Yes.
And know who you are.
Yes.
Know your value. And definitely, know what it is that you want. Don't let people tell you what they think you want.
Don't let people, society, your friends, your mama, do not let anyone tell you what you need. You find it for yourself, and you design it for yourself.
Exactly.
You can have the life that you truly want.
You sure
I'm
can.
a firm believer on that.
Absolutely. And on that note, Natasha, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank
This has been fun. I could sit and chit chat for hours.
I know. Thank you
really
guys for watching.
Really appreciate that you all. Yes, absolutely. And we sincerely hope, men and women out there, that you find what you're looking for in life, and that your life will become uniquely yours.
Yes.
So until the next time, we will see you soon. Remember, click, like, subscribe, and most importantly, you want to share.
Share.
Okay? So we'll see you next time. Have a good one. Take care.
Bye.
Bye.